I'm getting kicked out of my parents' house in 5 months because I'm making a career decision that they do not approve of. Basically, I graduated a while ago at this point. It's almost been a year. I graduated from pharmacy school in May of 2024. And I haven't been just like chilling the whole time. Like, I've been getting my certifications and license. Basically, I just became a fully licensed Florida board certified pharmacist in December. And so I've been looking for work ever since. But like, I've been telling my parents like, pharmacy is not really my passion. Like, this is not something that I really want to do. But it's like, this is what I got my degree in. So they've been like setting me up with their people that they know and like, talking to people who work at certain areas, and really nothing has worked out. And in my head, I'm like, this is probably not working out for a reason. Like, I've always just felt like I'm not supposed to do this. Like, of course, once I was getting a degree, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a pharmacist. But then as time went on, like when I only had like a year and some change left, I was like, this is not really what I want to do. Now, I just want to say my parents have always been the type to support whatever their kids want to do, but at times it does come with a little judgment. Like, if they don't agree with the decision you're making, like they're gonna let you make it, but they're gonna let you know they're not happy about it, which I mean that's understandable, but I feel like I've always been like the child that tries to please them and like go with the decision that they want me to make. So yeah, anyway, but they did not force me to go to pharmacy school at all. That was my decision. I wanted to be a pharmacist at the time. So fast forward to last week, I was like, you know what, like this isn't working out. I'm gonna like try a different career path or apply to different jobs, or just because I really don't even want to do this, take social media a little bit more serious and see where I can make different incomes. So but I didn't let them know this immediately because I was gonna sit down and have a conversation with them about it. And also, I know I did say that like I'm the child that likes to please them, but also I'm the type of person, if I really don't want to do something, I'm not gonna do it. Like, I've always been stubborn in that way. So like, yeah, I kind of am a people pleaser, but like, or a parent, not I'm not really a people pleaser to the general society, but I do like to please my parents. But also, if it's something that I really just am against, I'm not gonna sit there and suffer through it. Like, I'm just gonna be like, oh no, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So we were in the kitchen. Fast forward to like 2 days ago, we were in the kitchen, I was cooking, and every time we talk about pharmacy, like it just makes me cringe. Like, they're like, did you talk to this person? I sent you their number. I'm like, yes, like I talked to them. And then they said something and I was like, I don't want to be a pharmacist. And like, they knew this, but like this time I kind of like said it sternly because I was just fed up. And they were just like, it was just like awkward, like, oh, this is just serious. And so my parents are just like, well, give us the reasons why. Well, really mainly my mom. I would say my dad is more supportive of my decision than my mother, but it's my stepdad, which I mean, he raised me, but like I think that he also just tries to go along with what my mom says sometimes just so she won't get mad at him. But my mom's like, give me the reasons why you don't want to do this and why you don't want to be a pharmacist and that. And in my head, I'm just like, I'm really like, I just don't want to do it. Like, I don't know why you need me to lay out ABC 1, 2, freaking 3 of why I don't want to be a freaking pharmacist. But anyway, we talked about that for a minute. And then she goes into like the whole rant about how she spent so much money on my education and all of this. And I could have told her earlier if I didn't want to do it, which I completely agree. But I didn't realize this until I was damn near done with school. You guys want to let me quit school when I was more than halfway through? Like, let's just be realistic. So I'm just sitting there listening or whatever. And and so my parents are like, you don't want us to help you out anymore with getting jobs? Well, first of all, it hasn't even been helping. None of your contacts has even gotten me a job. That's like another sign why I really shouldn't be a pharmacist, right? Like, none of this is working. So, and mind you guys, I don't want to do retail. Like, if I wanted to get a retail job, I would have been at a job. If I wanted a hospital job, maybe I would have been at a job. But anyway, and I'm like, no, like, I don't want any more help with pharmacy jobs. Like, if you have any other connects, sure. And then that's when my dad's like, okay, well, we're not gonna help you anymore. You have 5 months to get out. Go to part 2.
So it sounds like just from part 1, they already got problems on their hands. I'm looking at her eyebrows, I'm looking at her hair, her nails, just the whole aesthetic in the background. You can already tell. I know she's saying people pleaser, but I think somebody in the comments said something about having to pay $14,000 a semester times 4 years. That's $112,000. And you're just talking about, oh, well, I don't know what. Modern women continue to be entitled and waste people's time, waste people's money. And this is a lot of the times what men go through and why men stay single.
Hey, listen, don't confuse the absence of a roster with the lack of a wait list. Just because I'm not letting anybody in the building doesn't mean there's not a line to get in.
A dude in the comments, Coaching People Forward, said, try not to get confused about where your true value is, internal, regardless of your line in your wait list. Gotta talk to him.
But because I'm always the first one to say, like, you don't need no man, but genuinely, I'm so upset right now because I can't get this jar open. And, like, this is where it all goes out the window because I'm like, what if, even if this was all they were useful for, like, it matters. Ugh. Because now I came home for an afternoon snack, and this was my snack that I was looking forward to, and just because of this, you know, now I'm thinking about it, like, they wouldn't be able to be here now anyways. Like, oh, maybe that's why women leave their husband, because, like, they end up having to open it on their own anyway. Wow. Damn, that's got deep. Okay, whatever. I can't open this, so.
Now we just have to have apples. I hate it when women are like, oh, we don't need men. Yeah, we could be just fine without them. No, you couldn't. No, you couldn't be just fine without men. We're just fine with... A man built your house. Okay? A man invented everything. Everything that we have, that we live off of, is by a man. Okay? Maybe you can make your own hut by a little river. Okay? For one, I don't think so. Good luck. But anyway, even if you could build your own hut, whatever. Women don't like hunting. We don't, because we don't like killing cute little animals. So you'd end up just eating fruits and veggies. You'd be tiny and frail and probably wouldn't survive that long. And even if you could, why on earth would you want to? Okay, men give us this beautiful society to live in. And not only that, but they do all of the dirty work for us. Like, statistically, men do all of the hardest, most dangerous, most physically difficult, and the grossest job. So stop saying, we don't need a man. Will you literally live in your house built by a man, electrical by a man, plumbing by a man? Show some appreciation.
What's one thing that if he orders on a date, it's an immediate ick? This one's like weirdly specific for me, but if we go to a nice restaurant for dinner and you order like any kind of soda, like a Coke at a nice restaurant, like I gotta watch you sip your bubbly Coke in front of me while we're eating like a tomahawk steak. I don't know why, but it's an ick for me. Like, save it for the football game. I hate fun. I hate anything fun.
I'm sorry, but if my man orders Coke, I am happy because I've probably ordered water, so I'm taking at least 3 to 4 sips of his Coke at some point during the night because it's delicious, but it has a lot of sugar in it. So I don't want like the whole Coke. I just want a few sips of it. And then, you know, free refills. Look, men, they don't really care if this gives you the ick. They're gonna order the Coke if they want the Coke. Especially if that man has a lot of money. Like, he's going to do what he wants to do. And no lady with a taupe sweatsuit and an inch of makeup on during an interview is going to change that.
The degree girlies are upset, and they literally proving my point in the comment section. They really make it their whole personality. And then if the joke ain't funny enough, you go to their profile, and what do you see in the bio? Them bragging about them degrees. Like, what is this, Indeed? This is TikTok. Why do we need to know? One thing they're gonna do is let you know about them degrees, and that's the thing. The fact that you would think that a man is intimidated when the only way he'd really know is if you told it to him, right? Because you don't walk around with PhD on your forehead. And like I said, a lot of y'all are stupid in real life, right? You book smart, but you stupid in real life. So just talking to you, nobody would know what degree you got, right? Because you simple-minded like a child. You just know how to test well, right? So let's not act like people can look at you and know that you're educated. They can't, right? And being educated is not limited to you only having a degree. But again, because y'all make this your whole personality, and you think that because you retain information and you do well under structure, that somehow you're more intelligent than the average person. But again, you're failing at life. A lot of the stuff that you learn, you don't even have to implement in everyday life. But the stuff that you do need to implement in everyday life, you're not good at. You're not smart and intelligent in those areas. You're very dumb, actually, in those areas, right? And that's the reason why a lot of y'all are sitting with degrees that you're not doing anything with. You don't even have a job in that area. Right? Nowhere near it. You're not even using that degree. But again, y'all make it your whole personality, and that's why you're insufferable. And that's why nobody likes you. Men don't want to date you. Women don't want to be friends with you. You have a disgusting attitude when it comes to this degree topic. And then you just be so slow and stupid that you could listen to a whole video of what I said and you still misinterpret it, because again, that degree still ain't saving you with common sense. You got all these degrees and you still can't listen to a simple TikTok and understand it. What good is the degree doing you, sis? It's not.
I'm 33, single. This is my plan how to organically meet my husband without the dating app. First and foremost is trusting God and to pray. Pray to God to get you ready and to align your path for you both to meet. Your love story has already been written. God is working behind the scenes. Next is a glow up. When you look good, you feel good. Feeling good is the best way to boost the confidence. And confidence is attractive. Saying yes to leaving the house more often, going out, getting outside your comfort zone, and really trusting that a fairy tale love is destined for you and it's on its way to you. This is our year for getting rings on our finger.
You talk about a fairy tale love, it's probably going to be the first thing that's going to lead you down the path of destruction.
I was going to stitch this creator's video, but they're off, so I'll just read it. Girlies, how do you politely tell a guy on Hinge, no, I don't want to go on a date yet. We've only exchanged 2 messages. I do not know you. My first thought is I understand. I get it. Because even in the comments, it's like you want to see if there's a vibe there. Like, why would I waste my time on going on a date if there's no vibe there? But on the flip side, you see, like, it's like we can't make anyone happy. No one can do anything right. And this is my point, is that I feel like we need to stop scrutinizing, because this is all subjective to each person's preferences, right? Because you have this creator, no shade to her, like, that's what she wants, that's fine. But then you also have people on here, and from just my perspective, what I see is women being like, well, and this is how I feel, I don't want to sit here and be a pen pal, right? Like, I don't want to sit here, like, are you gonna ask me on a date or what? And as for coming from someone who's 37, like, I understand the vibe totally, but I have been on, there's been so many instances where then you end up vibing pretty freaking well, right? Via messaging, and you're like, oh my goodness, we're vibing. I'm really excited for this date, because it creates this false narrative that there's a connection there. And then I go to the date and I'm like, fuck. And it's nope. It's a big fat nope, right? Same could be said as you see a lot of women on here being like, I'm not okay with coffee dates. Like, you're going to take me out. I'm not going to go to coffee. Like, I'm worth more than that. And that's their preference. That's what they want. That is fine. For me, I love a coffee date. You know why? Because it's quick. I'm not committed to a full dinner, because I have been in that situation where I've sat through a whole dinner and I'm like, within 2 seconds. A coffee date kind of picks up if there's a vibe, if there's physical attraction there, so on and so forth. And then you can move to a more formal date. My whole point is that I feel like, and to this creator's defense, I think and she's asking for advice, so I get it. Is just being upfront, like, hey, maybe we can plan it. Let's chat here for a little bit, and maybe we can plan a date. Or if you prefer the other and they're just like not initiating, you can be like, listen, I'm not here to be a pen pal. Maybe we can plan something on a date. And I understand, ladies, you want men to initiate. I get it. Effort is sexy. I am in the same boat. Like, let me see some ambition here. But I think, like, in this instance, it's presenting as like, I can't do anything right. Like, one girl says this, another girl says this. Like, and I get it. Dating is atrocious on both men and women's side, but that's how it's coming off, right? Like, because that's how I would feel. It's like, well, which one is it? Like, I'm trying here. I can't do anything right. So I just think we need to be upfront and communicate more.
And this is why men continue to stay single. And like you said, I get a woman wants to feel special. Oh, well, I don't want to do a coffee date because I would go to coffee with my friends. I want this relationship to feel special. But the magic comes from you two talking, comes from you two building a relationship. Too many modern women have gotten away from that concept.
A lot of men tell me that they are so confused about why women cheat. Women come to me all the time and they don't understand why their partner cheat. All right. All the time. Here's the thing about women, though. Women are all about moments. That's why they cheat. Men live in straight streams. They stay the course. And we talk about this in our book. That is why they cheat, but stay with the woman that they are with. They know that woman, and men like consistency. Even if she's a goofball, she's a consistent goofball. They can be unhappy but stay out of duty. A man can provide a comfortable lifestyle for a woman, but she will still go cheat with another man because that other man gave her moments within the straight streams that her husband is living in. She would blow up her entire life, destroy her kids' lives because of moments that meant nothing more than an intent to have this encounter. That's it. Because women always confuse a man's desire to have sex with them with the desire to build with them or take care of them or marry them. These moments will rule her life forever. She'll obsess over the moments and she'll destroy her relationship, or if she's really good, she'll keep it under wraps. But 9 times out of 10, it'll still show in her attitude towards her husband or her man. A man can cheat and a moment will mean absolutely nothing to him. He'll go back home to his woman and think about all the years they've been together, how well he knows her, because even if she's not the greatest woman, like I said, she is consistent in his life and he'll be loyal to her. Even if not sexually loyal. Yes, there is a difference. He will not go take care of any other woman because it's his duty to take care of that woman at home. See? There is a big difference between men and women in cheating. And if this hit home, you need to read the book. Go get your copy of Men and Women Can't Be Friends, Love's Blind Spot. The link is in the bio. Don't just watch the videos. Understand the game. Get the book and we can talk about it.
I got asked to be a girlfriend the other day and I ain't answered the phone since. You gotta chill out. You gotta slow down, little mom. You moving too fast.
Where are all the good men at? I can't find a man to approach me and commit to me.
As a single mom, you're bound to hear lower your standards. Nobody wants to date a single mom. Those are brokies talking to you because a kid comes with responsibility. But a high value man, a provider, doesn't even have to be a wealthy man. But a high value man, as long as you're looking good, they're gonna date you. There's men out here dating married women. They don't care if you got a husband, let alone a kid. Okay? So just as long as you're looking good, you're good, mama, don't sweat it.
I hate to say it, y'all, but the elders were right. I never participated because I always thought it was something to it, but they were right, okay? You know, the pictures, you take the pictures and then you turn it and you show the ass. Yeah, they were right about that. It's literally just you advertising yourself. And then you get mad when the people who like it and DM you only want to get what they seen advertised. Like, you showed them the product, they're coming to purchase. What do you mean, get to know me, look at my mind? You weren't advertising that, babe. You were advertising the buns. I'm glad I never partook in the activity. I am so happy for discernment.
I'm starting to get really tired of being a single woman and people ask me, oh, well, what's your type? Men that are nice to me and mean it? Like, what do you want? A blonde, brunette? No, I don't.
Guys do not want to approach you, not because of how pretty you are or how you look, but it's really because they're scared of you.
Her assessment is that guys don't come up to her and others, attractive girl, right? Objectively so, I think, because they're intimidated. Now, what's interesting is she actually says inside of all of that, she says the truth somewhere. Did you catch it? The truth nugget. There's always a truth nugget. Guys, you gotta look for it. And girls, you know, we throw the truth nugget out there. She says, even if we're not into them, we want them to come up to us, you know, make us feel good, like we look good, like we look hot, even if we're not into them. You just told all the guys what you want. That's why they don't come up to you. The reason that a lot of guys don't come up to women is because they're tired of the game, because they know that you're just looking for attention. They know that you just want them to come up so you can then go, hi, ew, right? You know it. You want them to come up, make you feel good, make you feel hot. Ooh, I look good tonight. Oh my God, CDC like totally wanted me. I don't like him, but ooh, whatever. They're tired of that.
I do think like men should pay on the first date. Okay. I think the woman has done enough. You know, she got ready, she like fought through life. She's sitting in front of you, just like pay for the first date.
We'll sit back and talk about mixed women and their hair all day. Oh, the curly hair, I can't stand curly hair. Well, why don't you wear your natural hair, heifer? This is why people think black teachers are ghetto. Black fast food workers are the worst. They're ghetto, they're loud, they're angry at a whole bunch of shit. I get it. Mixed women are more valuable partners than black women are. The beauty that can be found on the black woman can be found in the mixed girls. Black women need to stop being out here thinking that being thick is healthy. Now, I'm not talking about all the curvy girls out there. I'm talking about these two black...
I don't have anything to add, really. I just wanted to go ahead and put this out there in the ether because eventually he is going to get the white woman of his dreams. And the only type of white woman that would be attracted to him is a racist white woman. And at some point, like the ones that we've been seeing recently, she is going to go send him to have a conversation with Lucifer. So when that does happen, or he encounters so much racism from her or her white racist family, he is going to come to the internet and try to grift and be like, oh my God, they're doing this to me because I'm a black man. I just want to make sure that my side of TikTok, my people know his face. So one day when we see it on the news, we could just go, okay.
Yeah, buddy doing a lot. This ain't the way, dog.
For some reason, a lot of women in the comments here are mad at me for putting on makeup before my daughter's 9 a.m. soccer game. Listen, I have no problem showing up in public without makeup and looking tired and whatever else, but it just gives me energy to get ready as soon as I can every morning. I've made it a habit. It's like weird to me when women brag about how much they don't care about their appearance or whatever. Like, okay, good for you. Like, I don't know when it became cool not to care. Anyways, if you're a mom, maybe you should try it.
Like I said, these modern women do everything in their power to tear each other down. It's not just the men. Modern women are going to make sure they make everybody else around them feel as bad as they do about themselves.
Y'all, I found the men that we are looking for. The men that we have been looking for, they're in Charlotte, downtown to be exact. All the colors, all the heights, gorgeous. That's a homeless one. That's not who we're talking about. But I'm just saying, the men are in Charlotte, baby.
Even though it took 2 years of this man leaving me on red, he finally came back. And guess what? Now I get to leave him on red. And it feels amazing. I can't lie.
How come y'all just don't leave him alone? If it would have been reversed, then y'all would have already gone and filed a restraining order on him.
You don't need to be wealthy yourself to date a wealthy man. Honestly, you don't even need a job. The only guys that are adamant that their girl has a job are the ones that can't or don't want to provide.
I have a serious question for the men. Why should women be your piece if you aren't ours? Honestly.
Why are you with somebody if they're not your piece? I don't get it. I don't get it.
You know how bad I gotta hate you to say, take this $1 million and get the fuck out my face? Like, who pays child support up for 18 years? You thought you was finna finesse a finesser? No, baby. He said checkmate. Because you know that money is gonna run quick.
I want millions. If he's making millions, he's looking somewhere else. No.
So you believe that if a guy is making millions, he won't be loyal?
No, he's not gonna be loyal.
Would you be okay with your husband making millions, but he has like side women?
I feel like if he's making millions, he won't have side women because he'll be busy making the million.
So I just came across her. And she said, and I quote, and TikTok, this is for educational purposes only. I'm reporting the news. She said, I quote, getting a man on me, that's what she said, has lost its appeal. This is diabolical work, ladies and gentlemen. This is the most absolute diabolical thing that I've heard on TikTok this month. She says now she wants intimate one-on-one time, and that too many people get in the way of said intimacy. I read through the comments, and people in the comments are saying it's about that time. She's looking for a good man to settle down with. The question is, gentlemen, is that man going to be you? Now, I'm as liberal as they come. I have no problem with SWs. I have no problem with what they do. You know, we need them in the world. But how do I explain to my child, if I have a child with this woman, what she used to do and why? When someone eventually looks up one of those OF pages, finds her on there, and comes to me and be like, is this mom? As a man, what do you say? What do you do? And I think that that's the real challenge that men have.
No, I hate when men ask me my type and I can't tell them. Like, I love men that do not know their worth. I love a man that will take me back every time I lie to him and cheat on him. I love a man that just lets me be outside and say, oh, I'm just with my girls, and believe it. I love a man like that, but men are not going for that. So instead, I have to tell them my type is tall, dark skins.
So the problem I have with social media relationships is that we don't actually know what is true. just because a person puts it on social media, just because a person or a couple looks happy in front of the camera, doesn't mean it's real life. I mean, a lot of times you have full-blown actors and actresses who go on and put up a front. I mean, I can think of a few content creators off the top of my head who ended up divorcing, or we ended up finding out like they weren't even necessarily in relationships, but they had these viral like social media, TikTok, YouTube channels about love that either was fake or was completely toxic behind closed doors. So social media really is not real life at all. Now, obviously, I have people that I know who are in interracial relationships who are happy, but they have their own struggles, just like people who date and marry inside of their race. They may be happy sometimes, they may have their own struggles. Like, really, I think people put so much on it, but in real life, you still have to deal with the other human being. And anytime two people are coming together, like, that's going to be fireworks. There's going to be times when it's great. There's going to be times when it's not so great. And just because somebody is white or outside of your race does not mean that it's like automatically going to be successful. And that's really what I hate about a lot of these TikTok trends, a lot of these social media trends, especially when it comes to interracial. It's not that they're dating outside of their race per se, it's just the way it is like fantasized as if it's like some fairy tale dream. And it's like, no, that's still, people still have to deal with life.
You got a boyfriend?
No, and I'm not looking for one.
Okay, why not?
Because men ain't shit. All of them, they ain't shit.
Why all y'all be saying that? What's going on?
Because you treat us wrong. Y'all treat us wrong. Y'all don't treat us right.
What's your experience dating?
My experience dating? Last weekend I had to drag a boy out of a bar because he was talking to another girl. Yeah. Yeah, he was talking to another girl in the club, and I chased him down. I grabbed him by his shirt, and I was...
Tonight?
No, last weekend. In my heels. And yeah, men ain't shit.
Wow.
I'm actually so down bad for my man because there's absolutely no freaking reason on the entire planet that you sitting there with your arms crossed like this should make me lose my mind and go absolutely feral the way that I do. We were at a friend's house last night. He's standing like this. I saw the vein in the side of his arm. Saw his biceps look big. I looked up and gave him the look and I said, buddy, it's time to go. Let's wrap this up right now. We're going home. One little thing. I saw there's a little vein that comes right here. I saw that shit. I said, oh yeah, let's go, buddy. Wet hair out of the shower. Fucking forget about it. All right, stick it for me. I'm done. Nobody. I would spit. Look at me. I would spit on any of your crushes, right? Any of the celebrity crushes that we have. I would spit on them. To get to that man right there. Let me tell you.
You don't want that man. You don't want that man. Have you ever lived with a man? I was married to one. I lived with one for 10 years. I haven't lived with one for 5 years because I left that man. They smell. They leave their clothes everywhere. I'm eating Greek yogurt for dinner because it's a girl dinner and I can. My house has like nothing in it. It's to my style. I like everything clean and minimal. I usually never have overhead lights on. I only have it for you. Usually no lights. I only drink bubbly water. Like this is what I survive off of. Fridge fully stocked with them. And then after this, I'm going to go watch in my bed with my sheets that I picked out that are girly, a sappy rom-com. Life couldn't be better.
You guys want a pat on the back for making adult decisions? Basic adult decisions? What are we doing here? I'm strong and independent. Stand on them strong and independent legs.
Last night a man literally said to me, do you know that you're pretty? And I was like, wait, what'd you say? Do I know I'm pretty? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, yes, 100%. Yeah. Thank you.
It's almost as if they've erased the phrase thank you from any kind of dictionary anywhere.
Do not let your partner go to the gym consistently without you or without showing your face there. I just went to the coffee shop and I saw a girl who I see at the gym almost every day with what I thought was her boyfriend. I mean, this girl for 40 plus minutes every day will sit on a bench next to this guy while he's, doing his little thing. And chew his ear off. And maybe I haven't seen them kiss, but might as well. I just saw her with her actual boyfriend at the coffee shop, and I was like, girl.
I'm gonna tell on you.
Okay, kings, this is for the kings. Stop changing your behavior because of what feminine men and masculine women tell you. Stop changing your behavior because of what feminine men and masculine women tell you. Stop changing your behavior because of what feminine men and masculine women tell you. You are a king. Act like a king. Act like a man. Act like the daddy rhino that you are. And I know that you know how to do that. Okay? I love you. More later.
This man said, come over. Let's talk about it in person. No! You're just trying to hunch on me. Do I need my spend the night bag, or you're just coming over for a few hours?
I need some dating advice. So I met this guy on Facebook. Before you judge, keep listening. So I met this guy on Facebook. We had a mutual connection or what have you. And because we have a mutual connection, we knew a little bit about each other. And so we were having this conversation on the inside of Facebook Messenger. And he was like, hey, well, can we jump on a call? And I'm like, sure. Let me, get settled, because I was traveling for work. And I told him, traveling for work, get ready to get my nails done. Once I sit down to get my toes done, I'll call you. So we have this hour-long conversation, and we're talking about lots of different things. And we're from two different cultures. I'm American and he's not American. And I don't want to say too much information. And he was asking a lot of very intentional questions, right? And I really appreciated that, and I was asking a lot of very intentional questions. And so he was like, okay, well, the next step, I would love to jump on like a FaceTime call. And I was like, okay, well, once I get settled back into my hotel, I'll message you. I was like, but I just need you to understand I'm here for a conference. And so potentially once I get to my hotel, there may be a lot of things going on at my hotel. I may not be able to because it's conference time. And I'm doing a lot of things with the conference. He said, okay. So once I got down to my hotel, it was hours later. I said, all right, there is a lot going on. I'm not going to be able to call you on FaceTime. Is it okay if I call you once I'm home? Because there's just way too much going on conference time. And I just feel like we would have a better conversation if we do it once I get home. He said, okay, no problem. And so he's on my Facebook. He can see that I'm posting different things about the conference. He comments on things, inboxes me, all the things, fine. So then I got in late yesterday, and then this morning I was working, right? And so I got this message at like maybe 2 or 3 o'clock, and it was giving the hint of, I thought you were going to call me when you got home so we could talk. And I was kind of like, when I got the message, I was like, well, that's kind of strong. He didn't say it exactly like that, but it was given off that. And I was like, I'm working. So I was like, let me text him back when I can form a full sentence. And I just said, hey, good afternoon. Great to hear from you. I'm not sure what you mean. I got home late last night from the conference, and right now I'm working. Like, it literally was work hours. It wasn't even like 7 o'clock at night. It was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And he said, it's okay, dear. I was like, what's your opinion? What do you think happened?
So there was a dude in the comments that said, frankly, he's acting like 90% of women would, especially if a man blew off their request for a FaceTime. Reading these comments makes me realize how much women lack self-awareness. And I gotta agree, not saying that you were trying to waste his time, but it does kind of come across as you are blowing him off a little bit.
This is day 2 of 21 days of dating in real life to see if I can find a match off the apps.
Let's start from the beginning. So apparently it's March Madness, so I decided to go to the Battery to watch the games and see who might be watching me.
I was very demure. I was very cutesy. I didn't do too much. A complete 180 from Love on the Line. There just weren't a lot of people coming up to the bar. It was mostly couples who kept sitting down next to me. I caught a few people looking, but no one approached. I ordered food and then went to go move my car so I wouldn't get charged for parking. It was literal hell trying to find another spot. It took me like 20 minutes and I got lost inside the garage. So I asked this guy if he knew how to get back to the street, and he was basically like, no, but we'll figure it out together. And I'm like, oh, will we now? He started asking me if I live around here and where I was going, but did not ask me for my number. So we went our separate ways. And that pretty much sums up dating in Atlanta. I went back to the bar, enjoyed my food, got a little dessert, watched the game, and it was all around a solid solo night out. As always, if you have any suggestions, let me know where you think I should go next.
You know, once again, I've got to commend you. I think she did one where she was outside and she was sitting at the table and she was like, hey, I'm 31, and a few other facts about her. Hey, come, let's have a conversation. Didn't really work out, but she's out there doing it. This is better than a lot of these women out here who are entitled. Oh, come sit and kiss the ring. You're nothing but a peasant to me. Pass.
I would never date you.
I would never date you either.
You would.
Why do you say that? That's so rude. We actually wouldn't work is because...
You're getting frustrated.
Yeah, because I need someone who can connect with me emotionally.
That's going to be impossible.
And you're not on that level. And you also just like... can't meet me where I'm at. We're at different
Gina,
frequencies.
I can meet you where you're at all day. I don't want to. Hey, meet me here. No, thank you.
It's not physical.
Okay, emotionally, I can meet you there.
But you're not empathetic enough for me.
That may be true. That's the first thing that you said true. Also, the fact that I'm recognizing that and giving you the credit to that is also profound.
You're not mature enough.
I'm not mature enough, as you do of yoga lady character. Are you kidding me? You are attracted to me. You laugh at me, and people who are my friends who've seen us interact tell me, oh, by the way, she's in love with you still. From guys who said that to me, they're like, dude, she's obsessed with you.
What do you mean still?
Guy friends.
Shut up.
All my normal non-comic friends. They're like, oh, dude, that girl's in love with you. So...
Are you making that up? That's what my friends say.
Black men do hard things all the time. There's examples everywhere of Black men facing adversity, persevering through adversity, and doing great things to better not only themselves and their families, but our society. So I just don't think that that's an appropriate or accurate remark, and I don't even think it's worth the time and going to pull up all the examples of that. Also, this idea that we coddle Black men, I don't agree with that either, because if that was the case, we wouldn't have Black boys on the street at 13 selling bricks. We wouldn't have Black boys who are essayed by grown women at 9 years old, 8 years old, 7 years old, 6 years old, 15 years old. That wouldn't be happening if we were coddling our Black men. We're actually them and we're not protecting them. And when they get older, we look at them and why aren't you doing this? Why aren't they doing that? They've watched all of their brothers in the street. They've literally been assaulted by grown women who were supposed to be protecting them, babysitting them, their cousins, their sisters. Like, this is what's happening. Like, real life, y'all. And then they get 30, 40 and they're realizing, dang, that's what's happened to me. So we don't protect Black men enough, and we shun them, trying to like really put it into perspective, the reality. Yes, the patriarchy has done a number on us, for sure, but it's done a number and probably a greater disservice to men themselves because it's teaching them to be a certain way that we know is not necessarily the best way to be. And so it really is a matter of how do we deal with the misogyny, how do we deal with the sexism in a way that really understands this from a holistic perspective and understanding that everyone has been harmed, everyone has been hurt, and we can't continue to place blame on our own people. This is a systems issue, and this is what I mean when I say we're individualizing a social issue, because you cannot talk about individual people without addressing the structural and systemic issues that are creating these conditions, y'all. Like, and that's all I'm saying. So no, we do not coddle Black men. We need to protect them so they can protect us. Period. But they've also been hurt by Black women. They've been beaten and cussed out, and a lot of things have happened, and they don't get the same remorse. They don't get the same attention. They don't get the same care. And we know Black mental health for men especially is an issue. It's an issue. They don't feel safe. They don't feel comfortable. They don't feel confident speaking on their issues because that's not what a man's supposed to do. We're just now getting men to a place where they feel like they can cry, where they can talk to us about what's going on in their life. So I'm really not into any of this, and I don't think it's true, and I think it's harmful rhetoric.
Another great conversation, and something that I just discussed on my own channel on TikTok. I have somebody going back and forth with me about why the patriarchy is the way it is and why women are justified in leaving divorce at 70% clip and all that nonsense. Y'all always want to blame the men for stuff that's not happening. happening. It's not happening. Y'all don't want to take no accountability. Just do it. Men aren't out here doing all of the things wrong. Y'all need to look at yourselves and see what y'all ain't doing right.
Now that I'm a couple months out from all the incels flooding my comments to tell me that short men are like a really super oppressed class on this earth because nobody wants to date them, I need to be honest. It's really hard to take it seriously when like the only facet of oppression that y'all want to bring up is that nobody wants to date you. And like, this is not just on my video, this is in general. Like, for some reason, the biggest facet of this incel short men advocacy is that nobody wants to date you, and that's oppression. No one's bringing up, oh, short men are having a harder time getting jobs, or like they're having a harder time getting taken seriously. Y'all are just united on the fact that nobody wants to date you. And like, you never see this in any type of activism. No activism is focused on how nobody wants to date you. Therefore, it's just really hard to take this seriously. Because while people not wanting to date you can totally be a symptom of social dynamics and things like that, that is what you continue to choose to fixate on. Like, no other oppressed group that advocates for themselves or performs any type of activism is sitting around being like, nobody wants to date us. You don't go to protests saying, nobody wants to date us. And not to mention that all of these incels don't actually do any type of activism or advocacy or empowerment for shorter men that they claim to be so deeply oppressed. All they do is get onto comments and get angry and dehumanize women repeatedly in the process for not wanting to date them. Like, as a person of multiple oppressed classes, one of which is literally also scientifically shown to be an indicator of non-attraction, my activism and advocacy for myself and people like me has never surrounded on getting people to date us. Like, totally, it sucks to have your dating pool cramped down because of some biological thing you can't change about yourself. But it's just hard to take that seriously as, like, activism. Like, you want it to be a human right for people to want to date you? And like, some of y'all getting angry because you have to settle for ugly women because you're 5'6". You want it to be a human right for very hot women to be attracted to you. This is your activism. This is your advocacy. It's sad that like, y'all can't just empower each other and do better and spread positive messages about short men in a more productive way. And it's sad because y'all don't even want to empower each other. You just want each other to be miserable. Like, the amount of comments I saw that were just like, cope, like nobody's gonna want you ever anyways, you're 5'6", you're ugly. Like, so many of these incels just each other in the comments being so mean and dragging other men down because y'all just want each other to be miserable. Please, like, use your energy more positively. It's so hard to take it seriously when that's like, this is the vibe that we're getting. Like, how can you even take yourself seriously? Sorry.
It's not really advocacy, it's just pointing out the foolishness. You're talking about a job and stuff like that. I mean, if you go to a job, then it's literally against the law to discriminate on somebody based on their height. I can see if you're a woman that's 5'9" and you want a man that's like 5'11", 6 foot. I think anybody can understand that. I want somebody taller than me. Most men understand that. But when you're 5'1", tell a man that's 5'5", 5'6", that he's short and you can't take that and you don't want that, then that just becomes stupidity, especially if the man looks good to you, especially if the man has good morals, good character, good integrity. Now you're just being silly. So you get on here blabbering about foolishness, then when men set you straight basically in the comments, you want to delete it. Get a grip.